Hatiku. Siapa nih mau?
Kok gentenan dulu?
Basah.
Ya sakit kayak kowe.
Ini aku malas main Dota. Iya deh. Makasih deh. Jadi aku nih mau ngapain aku lali? Oh iya. Gimana ya? Ya kena dia kayak wis kono 15.000 ijine 11.000 pas kae. Saiki piro? Cocok 10.000. Darah aku 12.000 cuk payune cuk. 12.000. Wis tak omongi lho cuk. Oh ya kowe ra iso Steam Cardmu. Mau taruh. Aku sak
gantian. Ngene dhewe kowe sing support sapa ya?
Kayane. Kita ya kayane.
Kita Herald. You don't have to think about it. Just play.
Untung kok gede kan.
Rasa.
Munggah iki lho.
Rasa.
Tapi ganjenan dadi
Rasa. Dunia kayak ngene kok. Wong e ra ndelok iki nek. Pas sesi kok ngene to, kuwi metu kabeh sing nge-watch, metu kabeh. Pas in game lagi teko. Makanya it's fucking okay, dude. Fucking okay.
Be opening onto Kakalana. The telekinesis drags him back with a turn with the root onto the weave and straight away, but Paraparity still gets a chance to Shikuchi will retreat. Lanham isn't going to be quite as lucky. The brain sap comes in. Newbee have the damage to bring down the Rubik. Now look towards Fenrir. He's got the movement speed as the Knight still persists, so he will escape. But just going to show, once that 6 is online with the Eye of the Storm, Razor becomes such a hard hero to fight into. If there's a chance for a good static link at this stage of the game, it's pretty much impossible for them to deal with the physical damage that he can output.
It's a pretty painful tri-lane too. Naga Siren plus in Razor. Riptide works really well with Razor and incorporates with the Eye of the Storm as well as the static.
He's come back up here, but here's the combo we're talking about, the setup for a good static link. VG are going to try and move in. There is no Eye of the Storm, but can they bring that Mugi in time? He's going to have a lot of physical stolen. Back now turns towards Paparazzi, has the Shikuchi with the bugs, bringing down the armor of Newbee. They're getting pretty low. Paparazzi can turn back towards Mugi once again. Can he find him? He can. Mugi gets taken down. Paparazzi does fall to the right click of Kaka. Is a 1 forward at the moment. The TP rotations have come through. SCCC moving forward. Purification onto Fenrir as he dives towards Kaka, but the tree's blocking them off. VG can't quite die for the Kakarot Faith kill. They'll be fine under the tower for now. SCCC getting the slow onto Fenrir. He's trying to get himself out of this. Young 11 turns towards Kaka on the side of it all. He's held in. He's trying to do his best. The brain sap and the root holding back the Omni Nut. Fenrir comes with a void, but the raindrop keeps Kaka alive. He'll be fine. And they're not done yet. Looking at 11, but they are out of mana. Meanwhile, Paparazzi, as she rotates up towards the top lane, moves on to KP. Can't quite chase. The bugs aren't back there.
Yeah, he shot the bugs, but the one nice thing about it was you have Eidolon, so you instantly kill those bugs off of yourself, so the diving is a little bit lessened. The one super powerful thing about Weaver always is going to be the Swarm. You saw how much it actually added up there in that last engagement. Even though Razor had so much damage added up, the minus armor just starts ticking away.
5-2 at the moment. For Newbee off the back of those kills that they were able to grab from that bottom lane, keeping their own heroes alive on incredibly low life.
Hey, I mean, Ori's really happy out of all this, right? He's just been coasting in the jungle for quite a while now. And he's queued up a S5 for the treads, so not going for the drums, not the Yules build that we're used to seeing. Doesn't want to be able to get that scaling potential. Like we were saying, the late game, they have to be able to fight pretty early, so I think he wants to get stats. Because if it gets later and later versus that Enigma and Naga, we've seen what big team fight does in this Turn
So
into
mid.
a match.
Bit of a wraparound coming in from Kaka, straight in with the root, able to hold down Ruby, get an easy kill to the side of Newbee, and they'll turn this one into a push. Putting some pressure on tier 1 tower. Fortification does come out from Beach. Remember's coming up, so I don't know how much due to scare this off. There is, as you say, with the space that Ori's got, good levels as well. It's never late. And burst out the push.
Not nighttime, and these supports on Vici are pretty limited right now. Fenrir level 3, Lanem level 4. Comparison, you look at Newbee supports, both level 5, almost at level 6 pre-10 minutes. So they want to solidify a tower.
Waves actually moving in. They've got the Nightmare, they've got the root. They're starting to play around with Vici Gaming underneath their tower. They're moving on to Fenrir. Fenrir's gone, but the TP rotations are there. Straight in with the telekinesis from Lanham, dragging back the Viper. STC tries for the TP out, but he's not going to make it. Newbee diving a little early there, and Vici Gaming quick with the response.
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought they'd actually just prioritize going for tower than going for a kill in that situation there, just because of how over-leveled the Shadow Fiend is. Problem trying to dive versus those triple raises early on. We'll be going for the phase drum build, standard on the Razor now. Lots of phase drum heroes pretty much now in this patch. Phase drum Omni Knight, phase drum Razor. So Kaka has hit level 6 now on the Naga. KP now top is getting dove. Paparazzi.
And the Malefice slowing him down a little bit to try and chase, but now with Faith TPing in, Paparazzi won't continue to dive too aggressively, backs away, keeps himself safe.
So we didn't get to say too much about like this Weaver pick. It's actually a pretty good Weaver game. He doesn't have a whole lot of ways to lock him down. If they can get the net or the Fiend's Grip, sure, that's the way that they can kill more Black Hole. But other than that, you don't see these like natural stuns, right? Like some Sanking Burrow, some Slardar stun, something like that to actually just lock him down and get them to bring him. They have to expend, for the most part, some ultimates.
Once again, looking towards Lanham in the mid lane. We saw them get the wraparound and the kill before. Are going to tease around with it again. Kaka not looking to go for it. Lanham a little too far and closer to the tier 2 tower, so doesn't want to move in upon him.
Beauty of the Dominator Viper. You hit this every 5-minute mark, you grab a siege, and you can just start pushing. He's able to claim that mid tower now for Newbee. First tower of the game.
Paparazzi, he's found Faith. Quick Nightmare should keep Faith safe, especially with KP sticking around just behind him. KP closing in on the Midas recipe gold. 100 to go and he'll have that recipe.
They just want to be greedy. That's pretty much what Newbee can do in this game, because it's time to get to that late game, and they should be feeling pretty comfortable with that Naga Enigma combo. But as it stands, looking at the top 3 net worths, I mean, Vici, everything came out great, even though the lanes, you know, we saw the Razor Omni matchup, but it didn't matter. 11 pulled it off for his team.
Quick sweep of the tree line here, but Newbee, they're already well out of there. Young 11. Make sure that KP can't get his hands on the bounty ring. Moving in quite aggressively here, but obviously has no fear at all with the repel and purification available for him. SCCC getting some space down bottom as he pushes in onto the tier 1 tower. No sort of response from VG as they are all over the top half of the map. Seeing if they can get a sweep around and any sort of catch out. They have their eyes towards mid lane. Mugi is there at this moment.
Tower's very low. They're going to be in this one with that DDSF.
Mugi needs to be a little careful. The Fenrir can sort of run across and start things, but it's a hard kill. The level 10 Razor does have the phase and the drums. A lot of maneuverability, but they are going to attempt for it. Sweeping across, Fenrir opening up with the Void. Paparazzi closing the gap, but straight up, looking for the TP out. Is he going to make it? He's not. The telekinesis there just in time from Lanham as VG moving for a big kill. Newbee on the high ground, maybe seeing if they can get something in return. They're moving straight away, but actually the Viper Strike and the Nightmare being popped at the same time. Fenrir, he's just going to look to continue to chase. There is for Newbee, but VG, they don't seem to be caring. They're going to look to dive in, try and take the kills nonetheless. Plasma Field connects onto Faith. He's still alive for now. Kaka's turned up to the fight. He does have a song if necessary, but it looks like he's just going to draw VG away, tank this one for the team, and the Bane will slowly but surely go down as a Fade Bolt from Lanham seals the deal.
That was a nice little cut in by Vici. It looked almost threatening for a second because there was a wraparound coming from behind by Newbee, but they actually took like, didn't even know those their heroes were on the right side there, and they took the perfect avenue to get those kills, avoid the Naga sleep into Enigma combo. That's the thing that they need to watch out for when they're going for those dive plays. I'm surprised they actually didn't get any wards placed down during that, because as the map shows it, Vici's kind of blind at the moment. Didn't have any to place there, so just that one in that mid lane.
Thanks and wise for Newbee. KP does have that Midas complete, so we'll start to see him line back up the net worth board, work his way towards BKB straight up this game. Looking incredibly strong. There's nothing can be done by VG Gaming if he gets himself in there with the BKB Black Hole.
Yeah.
And they do have that beautiful setup, as we've been saying, with that Song of the Siren.
I was curious to see if maybe someone would try going for some like neat build, buying that Dominator on Vici. You get that Troll creep, and you can net it and try to break that Enigma, but
that's true.
They haven't tried to go for it. They do have the Rubik, so that's kind of their contingency plan if that does start to happen. And now we see Newbee. They group up. They don't want to keep getting split up like that from Vici. They want to play around their Naga Enigma a bit more, but Vici's doing exactly what they need to do here.
They're pushing in on the tier 2 tower down the bottom, 14 minutes in. Very early pressure from Paparazzi. And if he hits this tower, he'll have that Diffusal Blade done, so a huge power spike for this Weaver. Closing in on the level 10 as well, he'll have that mana break as well on top of the Diffusal. That is such a massive step up in the damage that Paparazzi can do in these fights.
Yeah, I really like the Diffusal too, because their catch is a bit limited this game, so that like just the slow that you can from the Diffusal will actually put in a lot of work for his teammates. And trap is set bottom. Kaka's in position for a sleep, but Vici knows this is here. Look at them. They are just poking and prodding. And then they're going to split up again.
Straight up to the top lane. KP. Always Midas. Soft cooldown to get in and pop it. But at the same time, he doesn't want to feed his life away to Paparazzi. He's actually going to look to open in. Faith comes in, beat script straight away, and that is going to be a dead Weaver. Smooth plays from Faith, as Paparazzi did not expect him to be there. We are going to see VG try for the turnaround. They'll grab Faith, drag him back into the clutches of Orion. Will get a return kill, but Newbee definitely the ones to be happy with the situation.
Yeah, super worth. Pretty too. That was almost looking like Paparazzi would have lived. If he actually was on strength treads, he probably would have. He was on farm the wave.
And that will
very close.
We'll slow down his Diffusal Blade just a little bit. So he was about 200 away now, a little bit longer.
It was really the perfect trap set by Fenrir there, putting down the sentry while he Shikuchis through the wave so he gets the Fiends down. Oh, sorry, not by Faith there.
Fenrir, level 6 at the moment, has that complete, and we have seen him pick off quite a few nice plays, but still bit of a slower start to this one. 8 to 6, 16 minutes in, and still very close, of course. Just a 1k lead for VG Gaming, but as we see, Newbee certainly been able to push out these lanes and get some of these earlier tier 1 towers.
They don't greatest ways to force those lanes out on the side of Newbee. That's the difference. They have the Shadow Fiend on Vici as well as the Omni Knight, but on Newbee they really just have like Razor Plasma Field as like that big AoE clear until the Viper gets more levels in Nether Toxin. But yeah, the same thing's gonna keep happening. They still want to try to take some fights, but AP's pretty far away, so you have to be a little bit wary of that. Back off from that mid lane. But they got some vision. Main purpose.
We'll see if they do look to go aggressive. Because that Diffusal Blade has just been sent out to Paparazzi.
I would imagine that they would want to make some aggressive play, but they are under some vision. He does have down. They have claimed all the tier 1, so the next step is going for tier 2s is always a bit of a fearsome territory. You want to, for the most part, in this time, you want to play around your ward vision, so that they're probably going to go around the bottom, as we see, play around that one ward that they have there. They claim that tier 2. Still have to. It's always so fearful in this game, and they actually do see the smoke come out from Newbee from that wave in the mid lane. So they are going to back off here.
If they could maybe try and take the fight on their own terms if they can play from the high ground. But of course, that what you mentioned earlier, going to be giving Newbee all the information they know to inform that this movement isn't going to be successful. They can't continue for this, and with the way that they see Vici getting, they'll know that it's very likely that they did indeed see them begin that smoke off towards the mid lane.
Yeah, they hadn't seen KP in a while either. He's been not showing himself on the map, so that fear of the Naga sleep into hole is always going to be there. I'm curious what Kaka's going to build, because he's actually reasonably, quite farmed this game. 4,600 net worth. He's got the Glimmer Cape already finished. He doesn't. I don't think I've seen him go for the Radiance. I know he's gone for Aghanims a couple times on this Naga, but we'll see if he does change it up.
Getting closer and closer to that BKB is okay. Money for the Mithril, and just has to have that recipe complete.
BKBs are going to be a big timing for Newbee.
They are popping the drums here. Just see if they can get some sort of a catch, but Lanham and Ori. At least Ori's going to be a little too speedy. Lanham a little less so with the wraparound from Kaka, and once again looks like the Rubik will be the one to pay for it. Does steal the root, turns around, tries to hold them back, but with 3 heroes surrounding him, Lanham will get taken down, get caught out, but Ori, of course, does manage to escape that movement.
Pretty slow-paced game, though, for the most part. After the tier 1s have dropped, everybody just doesn't want to take those risks for those tier 2s. It's too fearsome of a territory.
I mean, and with a game sort of that slows down as such, surely you favor the SF Weaver dual core going into the later stages rather than the Viper Razor, or would you say
as the
not necessarily?
As the core is like direct matchup, yes, you can see that, but then you have to throw in, there's always that Enigma. Enigma versus this, especially with Naga, just really makes it so much more difficult. And SCCC, I do like this build that he's gone for here, going for this Maelstrom, so he wants to be able to keep in the farm, be able to push those lanes out better, as we were addressing. They really only have the Plasma Field to nuke those Wames out, as well as, I guess you could say, Kaka's Riptide. Kaka. VG's trying to play around their ward again.
That's got the Glimmer Cape to get back, they drop a sentry. Immediate response from Faith there, very nice. Drops a sentry and an Ops himself. Ops will get dewarded though. This looks like they didn't want to reveal themselves and go for the straight deward. As that BKB complete on Mugi's Razor.
I was mentioning that the BKB is going to be a big time for Newbee because one of the big teamfight aspects, if not like only the teamfight aspect on Vici, is really the Shadow Fiend at this point. A lot of that magic damage. Omni Knight, of course, is good teamfight, but that BKB is going to help so much just walking into the fight, getting that link off, not really caring what gets thrown at him. No one can stop him once he does use that.
Ori has got an Invis Room. We'll see if he does want to try for a Requiem play. Doesn't look like it.
I think it's too risky,
yeah.
Especially when you have Weaver on your team, the way Newbee's been placing sentries all over the place.
Sure.
That Invis Rune is probably more harmful than good.
Yeah, a bit of a double-edged sword.
Yep.
Newbee. So up towards that tier 2 and pushing in with the Eidolons, they will be able to claim the tower without any sort of initial response from Vici Gaming. Vici Gaming still keeping very, very much close towards each other in the mid lane, but they do have Paparazzi putting on a bit of pressure down bottom. He's managed to push the wave right up to the base of Newbee. But now he's going to look to back up, join forces with the team, and maybe look to start and go for a play as they do stay on the high ground at the moment. Up top, ooh, outside the base though, Fenrir will be caught out as he was going for a bit of a walk around warding mission as it seems.
And he got spotted too, and pinged it out right away, and now they make their way into the Roche pit, and that is a pretty dangerous territory for Vici to walk into.
I don't know if you can fight this if you're Vici Gaming.
I don't think so either.
You may just have to let this one go. With the song, with the black hole, how do you get involved? If you're Vici Gaming, you don't really have any sort of comparable team fight capabilities.
They got to back out of the Roche and just earn up SCCC. Well done.
They can do it slowly but relatively safely.
The Weaver bug is actually helping them.
That is taking the armor down of Roche. I mean, Vici are doing their best to hang around. They are going to have Ori coming down the front lines. He's trying for the Requiem, but he's getting gunned up, rooted, and Ori, he just goes down. Yoga11 able to force himself up to the high ground. He'll be fine. But that always was going to feel like an awkward play from Vici Gaming, trying to contest a Roshan where they really had no business going for. They just sort of had to let that happen. It was always going to be impossible to stop that.
Yeah, and he wasn't even repelled either. He just kind of walked in. That was definitely a bit of a mistake there coming out from Vici. Paparazzi was already kind of split pushing down that mid wave too, so you could see that they were very hesitant and reluctant to go for that. Very nice gem pickup up here by Kaka. Really like this. Just limiting that vision. That's pretty much the only way Vici can get back, is if they can really play around the map and just don't let Newbee try to take team fights. Paparazzi's trying his hardest to keep that split push going on, but we talked about this a few times on the saying it on the panel too, is when you have a Night Stalker on your team, you need to do a good amount, because the later it gets, this hero starts to fall off, because you don't really bring anything to the table when it comes to team fight. Starting to look at that point where Vici's trying to get the split push going, but Newbee are just sitting back farming. They don't seem like they're in a rush of anything here.
Still very close though, despite that Roche going down.
Yes.
It's pretty much neck and neck in net worth difference between these two sides. No doubt about that, as neither team really being able to get a huge lead. We'll see it again here. This attempt from Ori, but as you say, he has no protection. There's no way that he's getting away with that sort of movement any sort of time that he goes for it.
Yeah, that Fiend's grip coming out from Faith was perfect.
Here we go, wrap around from Newbee off the back of this smoke. They could catch Vici out here. Paparazzi, Shukuchi a little deeper. They do have Lanham from behind. He will spot some of this out, so they know there's going on, but here, but the silence immediately stopping the potential song of the siren means that VG may have a chance to turn it around. It doesn't look like it though. The damage reversing, the black hole coming from KP holds down the Shadow Fiend. They take down 2 Newbee, and they put an immediate stop to VG Gaming going for that play. And off the back of that failed Roche attempt to disrupt and that failed push, it sort of feels like VG Gaming, they may be running out of options. They're trying for these plays, but it's just not looking very solid and convincing.
No, I mean, they just straight up cannot take fights at all versus this side. Like we were mentioning, now is probably their best timing window because that black hole is down. So as soon as Shadow Fiend is up, get his souls, they might just have to take a smoke and try to go for a fight. But they're versus an Aegis Razor. So it's still very risky for them to do anything. And they still kind of are claiming that advantage from time to time again, but that's the difference between like this patch we've been mentioning a lot. It's so damn important.
I think a lot of it that could sort of swing around the way of VG is we are still yet to really see Paparazzi go ham in these fights. Not being in the position to do so. Maybe once he has that Lincoln's, that's going to be where he feels confident, sort of chakooching around the members of Newbee and trying to pick up the backliners. But it's certainly not going to get any easier with the way that Newbee are amping up the pressure, taking these outer towers and keeping the lane shoved right up to VG Gaming.
And it's so fearful now, like because that gem that was picked up at an early time on Newbee, if he just walks into the fights, he's at risk. They can so many spells to break that Lincoln, like an enfeeble, and then he just gets netted or gripped, and he's just dead in those fights. Very, very careful. Like
tying up that courier, but doesn't quite have the courage to go for it. There was the protection ready for the courier as well, so may not be able to get away with it.
I feel like VG definitely needs. They probably feeling pretty pressed.
Oh, this Glimmer Cape play from Kaka is going to be allowing him to set up, but there is the immediate time lapse. Icy came a little too close. Maybe could have looked to try and set up and wait for the catch, but wasn't there. So Paparazzi able to play his way out of it.
Looked like he was kind of trying to position himself there, right, for the time lapse, the way he was running. Close, but now VG, yeah. This is the play that I think they have here. They have to have some urgency in this game. Whenever black hole's down, you have to try to make some plays.
Okay, and there was no warding there, so
there was no warding.
They could try and surprise them. Only at the moment, I believe the Paparazzi Weaver showing on the map. That black hole, it's up. I know it's not there at the moment, but it's up again very shortly. Only 12 seconds, and the black hole will be back up. So VG Gaming, if they want to do something with the smoke, they've got to do it quick.
It's already going to be up. Yeah, KP's making his way down. It's not there right now. Let's see if they can make anything happen here.
Well, they've got their eyes on Mugi. Does still have a good amount of duration on that double dash. Ori's been spotted out on the side, forces himself away, and the smoke from VG Gaming is going to allow them to get anything done. They have to back off. It is night time. They can try and play around that advantage as Newbee are actually confidently moving up onto VG's half of the map. Paparazzi starting to tickle into Mugi, but that really is all it is at the moment.
Yeah, he's got Aegis. He's like, come on, guys. We really want him to go on in there, but they are not going to take the bait.
We do have the warding down here, VG Gaming, so they're fully aware of what's going on, and you can see that from their movement. They just back away. They know that they cannot take a full-on fight into the Aegis and outside of their base at this stage. Ori just trying to split on the map, keeps pushing in on this middle lane, but soon the response is going to have to come in for VG Gaming, as you know that Newbee, they're getting closer and closer to thinking about going for high ground.
They are definitely. Faith was TPing mid and he canceled it, so they made a team decision. They want to try to close this out already with this Aegis, get a rack advantage.
I mean, how do you stop this? Where's the deep push?
Only really Shadow Fiend and Rubik to try to deep push this down.
Newbee with this Razor Viper lineup getting to sort of the peak of their mid-game strength there. How can VG put a stop to it? Ori trying his best with the Razors to clean things out. Already the tier 3 tower down to less than half health. Paparazzi on sidelines trying to poke in, immediately has the time lapse back though. Get the telekinesis onto SCCC, dragging him in, but a quick Glimmer Cape from Kaka will keep the Viper safe. Repel onto the SF. Oh, here's the song, here's the setup. AP looking to move into position at the BKB, the black hole ready to go. Holds them all in, they lose to it. Triple kill for KP and Ferrer. He's not getting away from it. He has to run out. GG, it's all too much. The sleep black hole combo that we were looking for all game. It's them hard and knocks VG down in game 1.
This just looked like Newbee discipline at its finest. They were just sitting back waiting for the moment to go, and you saw VG, they felt like a bit lost to me.
Dengan go ultine Siren cedak kabeh to. Langsung di black hole. Black hole akeh biane.
Berarti sing dewa kakak lah.
Iya kakane. Wis ngomong kan kowe ngomong kapi nih, kapi.
si kakak.
Iya.
Kakak juga yo. Kakak juga. Kakak.
Kan yo sirene R ya mesake kan aku. Oke. Tok iki elek banget to. Kakak Yukero. Oh my god. Bajingan pas sesi kau ngene masang award 10. Mau 7 enggak ada. Oh. 1500 lah. Sorry to bos. Sorry to bos. Walah.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Like this guy, it's weird because like I grew up alongside him playing Dota. Yep. When we got into Dota 2, I looked and I was like, that guy was garbage. He's not gonna make. I saw him go to Korea and I was like, yeah,
good luck over there, buddy.
All the washed up pros who can't make it in the real world are going to Korea to play the next Sun style. Like that's what Korea was. It was the laughing stock of the Dota scene to some extent.
Yeah.
I mean,
Before March,
somewhat unwarranted, and over time the Koreans obviously proved themselves fantastically. But I mean, I kind of laugh. We were still kind of friends back then, but over time, obviously, he got very successful, had tons of results, but. He's a very emotional guy, and I think
he is. That's partly why I loved him playing, because he played emotionally as well.
And that's where the Aussie pride came back for God. As soon as QL started doing well, he's like, "You're the best, buddy."
Yeah. Well, he's got others to cheer for today, and we shouldn't be too mean because it is Australia upside down day today.
That's true.
Yeah.
Happy Australia Day.
Yes. Happy upside down world today. We're going to get back to this draft fairly shortly. Let's move towards that, I guess. I also want to talk a little bit about 707D. Has it made that much of an impact? I feel like there were some item changes and there were some minor changes to heroes, but it doesn't seem to have impacted too much. I mean, Morphling probably is the biggest one, I guess. Yeah. Not being picked. We haven't seen it at all here, have we?
I think the biggest single thing is I don't think we've had a settled meta since since before TI, really. If you looked at
7.0,
if you look at ESL 1 Hamburg, there were still innovations, there were still heroes coming to the fore. Yeah. At the end of 706, and then we have this massive new patch, and we've had 3 sub patches since. I think it's almost an axiom of Dota that when nobody knows what's good, everybody just gravitates back to push strats. And I think we're almost seeing that right now, that the meta is very unsettled. People are 1 and 2 heroes right now. The successful 1 and 2s are almost all pushing cores. I think we are going to see some evolution away from that, but it's going to be slow, I believe.
Is that good or bad though?
It's probably good. I think overall we're seeing the game head in a pretty interesting direction. I mean, I personally love all the changes with talents. I like that 7D nerfs where it's like the Mask of Madness, Medusa farming cores. That was not the most exciting to watch. So we're seeing much more team fight, much more focus on taking objectives and not just sitting back, farming up your ancient stacks and all that. So I do like the tweaks we've seen throughout the patches.
Don't forget the most important change
good place
of 707D. Change of Meteor Hammer channeling time from 3 to 2.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
Now we've got some combo material ready.
Are you trying to ruin everyone's
here as well?
Yeah, everyone build Meteor Hammer.
Yeah. What was the who pulled off a really good one the other day?
Kuro,
was it? Yeah, that's
ancient apparition. Pulled down the Meteor Hammer on the Tusk Snowball.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you're gonna snowball, huh?
Yeah.
You're gonna put yourself up in one little area, huh?
Yeah, worked perfect.
See you in 2.5 seconds.
Yeah. How many more buffs does it require Aeon Disc to become useful?
It is useful.
It is useful?
Okay, it's very niche situation, but it's fantastic in those situations.
Okay. All right, let's get back to the draft then. As you can see, we're through the bans. Any surprises, Alan?
No, I think that the big innovation, obviously here, really, I think the only change from game 1, the Omni Knight is different, but also Newbee choosing to take the SF off the board instead of the clock. So they're just going to go ahead and get rid of the SF directly.
Instead of the Death Prophet as well, which is... I feel like Newbee's planning to first 2 pick it, since they're not banning it. And they know Vinci's unlikely to first pick a Death Prophet, so I think Newbee's 1-2 is going to be like a Death Prophet +1.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Hovering over the Shadow Demon?
Yeah, I saw that too.
Oh, no.
First pick SD.
So the change up is, they're like, all right, we have first pick again. Guys.
Oh,
wait, no, wait. They have first pick this time.
No, Newbee had first pick last time. There you go.
That was the point I was trying to make.
That is the right answer, by the way.
We have first pick. What's the most OP hero of the patch right now? Really like it.
Well,
so when they hovered over Shadow Demon, I was like, that's not the OP hero. What are you doing?
If you believe the pub numbers, it's Lycan. If you believe the Pro Match numbers, it's either Elder Titan or Terrorblade. Just depends. I think it's Lycan, personally.
I'm on the Elder Titan bandwagon. That hero.
I think ET is fantastic. This is not a hero. You know, it's interesting because as recently as a couple weeks ago, first phase Tiny was a staple. We've seen first phase Tiny fall off a little bit.
Yeah, it was their last game and didn't get banned out until the second stage, so... Interesting. Naga, again, very early on. They're instantly just prepping a team fight.
And Naga looks really good with Tiny as well. You've got the minus armor coming out from the Riptide. Not normally what you talk about. Obviously, the Ensnare very strong versus the Lycan as well. You just want really solid lockdown versus this Lycan hero.
Was that Naga a ban-worthy Naga from the first game? Could you have called that a borderline first ban?
Definitely borderline, but it's kind of like you always got to pick your poison a bit.
I think if it makes sense, you definitely would have banned it second phase. But
I would ban Naga against Newbee. I would give them.
Yeah. Naga, just up to the numbers, Naga is now 29, after that last name, 29 and 10. Almost at 75% win rate in the last 30 days in Pro Dota.
That's bannable, isn't it?
It's pretty bannable. I think if this were another team, I'd say you go Tusk here. Oh no, it is already banned. Okay, yeah. It is already banned.
First ban both games.
Lion. Oh man. Well,
why Lion?
It's a Lionum Classic.
I guess it's not like it's a core Naga though.
They wanted 2 disables because Tiny is so good at getting rid of them.
I mean, 4-0 on it this patch. One of the winningest Lion players all time.
Burst damage, really important versus Naga Siren, I would say, is the biggest thing. Combined with the fact that you have strong initiation, strong lockdown. So you can jump the Naga, blow her up, or you can jump another hero and blow it up before the Song of Siren comes in. And they can't take the fight against you in a 5v5 because they're down a number.
You get 0 burst out of the Lycan, I guess. So yeah, coming from elsewhere in the draft.
I mean, don't you have to ban Enigma?
Tide first, Enigma second, perhaps. That should be the 2 bans unless they really feel like they can run over Newbee's draft, which is possible. You gotta, if they had a Lycan last game, things would have been very, very different. That's the kind of pick they needed to run over this heavy teamfight draft because you just push through towers so fast. You take Roche, you get the Aegis, which is the counter to the teamfight draft, and then you can punish those cooldowns going down. Black Hole's being used, Sleep's being used. Boom, we take 2-3 objectives.
Yeah. I don't know. Enigma's a slow enough hero I'd actually be okay with giving it up. I'm being much more afraid of that Rider.
That was actually a counterpoint that I wanted to make for what you said, Gods, is that not only did Vici not have enough of a push, but their 2 cores didn't go pushing item builds. The Weaver going Diffusal first instead of Deso, the SF going Yasha first. They didn't have a whole lot of... If you look at how EG played their no teamfight lineup, it was very much centered on pushing towers, not just tankiness.
So they do ban the Enigma. Death Prophet banned by Newbee.
Yep.
Dat Raptor? No.
Oh, I like this.
Okay, it's either one of the 5 positions that gives you really big team fight that's set up off with an Naga Siren. I thought it was going to be Disruptor.
So did I.
Sleep
Disruptor.
Good, but
they love it as kind of like a setup to secure them a lot of easy kills, but
yeah, we saw
Tiny.
The Warlock's really good versus Lycan in some regards, and really bad in other regards. Can't slow him, that's a big problem with Upheaval, but Fatal Bonds is much better if the Lycan is going to go as Necro build and you have some AoE combo, right? Imagine a Lycan who tries to run at somebody, gets Fatal Bonds, and then Avalanche and Tiny hits him up. Yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah,
that is a really good pick.
Instant PL.
Oh, they did not have to think about that one.
They knew that was coming.
Yeah, so Tiny likely going to be the offlaner for KP, which is the... You know, they see Tide Enigma ban, that KP's hero pool kind of being targeted, getting chopped away at, so the Tiny likely going to be in the offlane for him. Tiny with Naga help can be very, very strong at contesting lanes, which is something Lycan doesn't want. We've seen EG mostly run Lycan mid because you're just going to find often a better matchup than in one of the side lanes.
But again, where's the team fight for Vici? I mean, Lion can combo well in a team fight lineup with all of his burst damage and his multiple disables, but he's not team fight by himself.
They got 2 picks left. Not that that's necessarily going to give a team fight, but Tinker with Lycan. Hard to fight into if your Lycan's pushing and you're just laying down all the matchup machines.
I think Tinker is actually a really good pickup here for the reason that Newbee's pace of game is not the fastest, and it explodes the fact that they don't have a tremendous amount of... Like, they don't have a whole lot of catch for him. They're not really the lineup that's going to pressure you a bunch, and this Tinker's going to have a lot of free time to be able to push outside lane constantly. And then Vici Gaming can play a 4-man crew with everyone else. On top of that, they've got a Bouncer Tinker combination, which is super good.
Yep. And
it means that in their team fight, they also have superior team fight, I think.
It's also great because there's only one hero you can really counter it with, which I'm sure is Storm. Like, I don't know anything else Vici can really consider banning.
Yeah, I think...
Yeah, I mean, SCCC Storm was 2 games against Liquid yesterday. I think he was like 30, 10, and 36. I can't believe they lost game 2.
Bat Rider,
they
100% the ban. There's no question. I think
Storm could have been a ban.
Yeah, I think Storm for Newbee here is... I'm totally on this God's
I don't know, that
offering
was-
Tiny bandwagon.
I guess it's where it always comes down to where the Tiny's going. Like I'm kind of in my head like Tiny's playing this off lane Tiny, but
For me, it's like the lineup is super slow. You have a Tiny off lane, you have two supports that don't do a whole lot for you early, you have Phantom Lancer and a Storm that both need to farm up. That, for me, pace of game-wise, is a little bit too slow.
yeah,
All right.
I can see that actually.
So what do you like as your offlane?
Well, I like Legion Commander for Vici getting here. Other than that, for Newbee... I mean, I'm okay with a Tiny off lane, but if you have to pick, like, an aggressive...
There's LC. And you know that actually makes... I was thinking there was a small chance Newbie might pick Brood. But I think that's off the table now with LC.
Brewmaster was... Oh,
No,
Broodmother.
Brood Mother.
Oh.
I thought this would have been a sick Brood Mother game until you put in the LC. I think it's a lot tougher now.
So what are we looking for on Newbee? With an S-triple-C hero?
An aggressive off lane or aggressive mid.
I'm more and more on their bandwagon of let's pick an offlaner because
Hawk or something.
yeah, a lot of the S-triple-C heroes that you pick here would slow you down too much.
Dragon Knight, perhaps like a bit faster
Yeah.
pace. Maybe as far as mid laners go, I'd look at more Dragon Knight.
TA.
You're really sold on this offlane Tiny.
It's just what Newbee have done. Yep,
Okay.
numerous times. Like KP's played quite a few games on Tiny.
I think it's fine, too.
But I mean, Storm I agree. It's slow pace, it's greedy. If you get away with it though, it's
Zeus!
the pick. Zeus
Mid Zeus. That's how it's fun.
Yeah, we've seen Zeus versus Lycan sounds. You go the pipe build on Lycan and Zeus just gets
Zeus versus Kraken, Zeus versus
Oh
Bowser.
my
God! Serious!
There you get the Zeus.
Are you serious?
All right. If Lycan goes pipe, his game's over.
Yeah.
Okay. That might be the ballsiest call we've had on the panel all week.
That's unbelievable.
Well played.
I hate the pick, but I love the call.
I'm stuck.
Do you need to ask me?
No, I know.
You need to ask me?
I don't think I need to ask the Vici hater.
Believe in the Zeus.
I think it's very obvious which guy's
The
gonna.
thing is, like, Gods is completely right. It's like he could get run at by Lycan.
Yeah.
He's gonna have bounty hunter issues.
Yeah.
There is a Naga, but it's like kind of control.
Yeah.
But I think Newbee's a better team. So.
Okay, Gods.
I think Vici win unless Lycan doesn't get pipe. He gets pipe.
Get
Get pipe.
that's a pretty thin line to
Necro
winning.
pipe, you win the game.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, it's standard Lycan build, I think, especially against magic damage.
Yeah. Okay.
Follow the Zeus pick, but I think there are
You
states of the game where
fools!
Zeus just gets run over.
How dare you insult the lightning god like that? He shall smite both of you at the end of this.
Okay, good. Some minor bluffs on here. We'll let them calm down. Instead, we'll head back to our commentary team. Odie, Pixel, and Fogged awaiting to bring you game number 2.
Thank you very much, Red. And we're absolutely ready to go. And as you can see, so are the crowd here in Genting as we get ourselves into Game 2. Newbee versus Vici Gaming. I'm Odie Pixel. I'm here with Fogged, of course, once again. Fogged, what do we reckon? This final pick, Zeus? They were right.
I've been actually waiting for Zeus. We had it earlier in this tournament. We saw it picked up, and it was put as a 5 support, and we were like, "Aw." Now, especially versus the Tinker, this is actually one of the better heroes. You get that Aghanims, and you're easily able to find the Tinker with that Cloud, with the Nimbus, in the later stages, if they get to that point. That's the problem. Their versus a Lycan.
Okay.
And I think
This hero could just run over a Zeus if he gets a good start and right itemization, as Gods was saying, with a potential pipe build-up, or at least maybe just the hood. We'll see.
Maybe just a hood, but the thing is, this hero is just so fast-paced right now, and that's, I feel like, the way to play Dota by far right now. So, and I've seen this hero have so much success, but we'll see if they're going to be able to do it. I'm kind of split between the two, I like what both drafts kind of have. So I've been leaning a bit more heavily towards just team fighting lineups in this patch. Vici has great ways to stall the game, and they have, I mean, they have this Lycan that's just a monster hero, and Tinker Warrior. That's like one of his signatures too. So
we've seen a lot of very rare performances on these heroes, and I don't want to get the first blood quite yet. We did see Vici Gaming poking around that bottom rune. But the lanes, as we are going to see, so KP this off lane Tiny. So talk to me about this. Something that I've not seen that often in pro games.
The off lane Tiny? It's been happening more and more, just because you farm. You can do you can do well versus like almost any matchup. You harass with your last hits. It's great. You're gonna just stand up there, and he's gonna get help from Faith. So he's gonna be able to pressure and farm really well versus this lane.
So other little interaction that we have going is something I was thinking was going to happen a lot of the games actually coming into this tournament was the Bounty Hunter Tinker.
Yes.
Track plus Tinker is absurd once it gets to like later stages of the game. Let's see how Fenrir does in this game. He's been really one of my stars for Vici, in my opinion, in the last upcoming weeks.
Now this mid lane, do we expect to see pretty much just sort of a watch my that we've got to look towards as Fenrir's wrapping around. Sentry is down though for Newbee, so they're aware of him going in, but it doesn't look like that. That's actually going to save KP is there, chasing him down. Fenrir with the final touch will be able to get the kill. First blood from the Bounty Hunter rotation, despite Newbee having that Sentry ward down and seemingly expecting it.
Yeah, Faith having the Fatal Bond skill to try to go for the harassment with the tree grab as well. You can cleave off of it and do bonus damage, but Tiny being 0 armor takes a lot of damage in this type of lane. Bounty Hunter does do a decent chunk of damage.
Going in to play around with these two again. Having these three up here on VG Gaming, Lan, Paparazzi and Fenrir is proving to be a little scary for FK. It will definitely keep them on their toes. KP finally hitting that level 2, so he will have a bit of a better chance now with the point in the Avalanche if they do try and make a go on him.
Yeah, that was the important thing that VG did do, is they decided on going for that level 1, so there was no way actually to stop.
Oh, that's my bouncy rune cat says. I'll grab that one. Young 11 will be able to get his hands on a haste rune.
Is he gonna go pull a wave? That would be neat. Kinda stay contesting it. So that's mid matchup you were talking about a little bit. Yeah, trade farm, absolutely. Just gonna see lots of clarity. Tinker's gonna probably be able to bully a bit just because that bonus magic one charges, and he's not really at risk of dying at all. And we'll probably see a, Fenrir making moves around the map between that top and mid lane mostly.
Lane Young 11 trying to do his best to man up against Moogie. They have Worming Hods and Procs and to keeping him good. Top lane though, a bit of a go being made by VG Gaming again. There is the Shadow Word heal, helping Flip out a little bit, and it will be enough to keep him just alive. 22 HP it goes down to.
Whew, that was close.
I have to be very careful in this lane, Newbee. Okay, get a lot of farm out of here as we can see 11 for free. He's getting more than of course over on the side of VG Gaming down at the bottom. The Young 11 Legion Commander, but as I say that, he is getting gone on once again. Does have the Avalanche and proving to be very good at sort of stopping VG Gaming going for a kill as long as he has that Avalanche ready and the mana to do so.
I mean, Vici's never going to stop doing this because you look at their lineup, they have much more aggressive heroes. Newbee, they pretty much need to get levels online to really be doing any moves on the map. Warlock doesn't move around the map too well. Naga, if you have the right heroes, can, but with this situation, you need to bring multiple hero rotations if you want to try to pick people off. It is going to be quite a slow-paced game coming out from Newbee.
As we can see in the mid lane, down to Ori getting this lead. He has got the level advantage over the Zeus in this 1v1 matchup. So Ori having a very nice time here to begin with.
SCC's not having a fun time in that mid lane.
No. Not at all.
We'll catch back up.
Rep able to grab both of those bounty runes out. Set up for the vision, allowing Ori to close the gap. Get involved with the kill as they take down Faith on this top lane. A second kill for VG Gaming. So more and more gold into the bank of this Tinker, as Ori will be able to keep his advantage in this mid lane.
It's always the fear as a Zeus in this lane. Sure, he can get some, but with Bounty Hunter in the game, he has to just stay a little bit more wary of the ganks coming out from the Tinker going this laser rocket build that he's now seen.
Moogie CS looking pretty hot though. Top of the board, 26 for 14. Same as the Lycan pretty much. Both carries getting everything that they want out of these lanes. So only really the mid lane where there is sort of that breakaway favouring VG Gaming, but other than that, the map is still relatively close. We're going to see Newbee maybe try for something top. They have Kaka working as a bit of a bait, as they do bring both Faith and KP back to the lane, so they now have 3 heroes to fight as well. But of course, all spotted underneath the ward. Nevertheless, they'll still get the lockdown to Fenrir, going in with the toss. Shadow Word brings him down. Newbee will claim the kill. So the movement, even though it was spotted out by that ward, VG Gaming didn't react in time to get themselves into a favourable position.
I do like that choice from Kaka. I think he's realizing, like, bottom lane, PL is going to be able to just farm perfectly fine down there. They need to have this Tiny actually get online because he's the playmaker. They need him to actually have quite an impact in this game so that they don't get run over by this Lycan.
I'll certainly try the best. Paparazzi's CS, but it's going to be hard to do so. He has that Ring of Health, of course, as well as the headdress and the points in the impulse, so he's sitting on that very juicy plus 15.8 HP regen, so very hard to harass out the lane. Yeah, Fenrir coming in with the rotation. Ori, he should have the mana to burst him down, and indeed he does. Great rotation from Fenrir with these bouncy movements, setting up for another very nice kill.
I think I just actually saw SCCC like pinging on him on top of himself too, maybe asking for a sentry ward or something along those lines for his team. I think he expected that kind of movement to come in, but gets grabbed out by it.
I'm going to see Kaka try and lead him for a kill once again. They have up the Shadow Word, bringing Lanham down. Should be enough to pop the line. He pops the stick charges though, keeping him alive for the time being. Kaka diving in, will get the kill with the Riptide. KPTP's out, facing a bit of trouble though. Paparazzi has the walls, looking for the body blocks. Can't quite get it, may still get the kill though. He's going to do his best to chase. It doesn't look like he will be able to though. With Kaka again, locks them off. Newbee will get out, so getting away with that kill. Once again on this top lane, just as you say, just trying to secure some sort of positive action for KP to be involved in up top. And still unable to really deal with that Lycan, but same to be said for the PL.
SCCC is just in such fear for his life. I actually think he's throwing down these lightning bolts, not really for harassment onto Ori. I think he's doing it just to get vision
That's
of
another
where
ping. Look at that, he's smart.
Oh, and he actually pings that I think he knows. He pings it again.
Bottom lane, Mugi getting aggressive. Young 11. Press the attack, does himself back up and should be fine, but quite a level difference now between these two. Level 7 on Mugi, level 5 on Young 11. As he's really putting the pressure on this tower, and Young 11 struggling to get close with the continuous onslaught of the illusions. And doesn't look like we're going to see any help coming for Mugi to apply the pressure, but there is going to be Fenrir coming down for VG Gaming. They've got a chance to make a play there. Now eyeing this up, it's a bit of a difficult one. He doesn't actually have a point yet skill, but it looks like he's still got a point holding on, so now he'll pop it. As soon as Fenrir is shown, skills of the doppelganger, jumps backwards. Maybe I'd get Young 11, but he should be able to get himself back.
But he did trick. He got Fenrir a little bit there with that juke. Nice play there by Mugi under the tower.
Top lane. Same time, Newbee are going to take their time, go for a progressive play themselves onto the Paparazzi, and they'll get it. They get the kill. Cost KP his life though. 1 for 1, but taking the like the map, whilst their PL is still good to farm, is always a good play for Newbee. As Mugi still uninterrupted down bottom, despite VG Gaming sending a down there to make a bit of a go against him. But as it seems, 2 heroes, it's not going to be enough to take down this PL. To do a bigger rotation if they want to kill him early on. Top lane, another kill potential for Newbee. They lead in with the net, and Lanham is caught out once again, trying to soak up the XP, but not ready for Newbee to come back up in the full force of this sky lane.
I think this is just like the perfect decision making for them. They have to play around this Tiny. He needs to get this advantage, like we were mentioning, and it's actually sent Paparazzi a bit going to the jungle, but he's farming just fine. He's got the Dominator finished already. Alpha Wolf's going to help him farm even faster, and grows that choice. And it seems like we've been seeing this build coming out more now for the Lycan. Is just no points in the Howl early on. Just a lot of 4-0-4 builds. He's not 3-0-2 right now, but it's more than likely.
Young 11. Still really in no threat in this lane. It's very much still a free lane for him to also continue farming, working his way towards the... As long as it is just the PL down here, and for the most part, as we've seen, it has been for Newbee. As they are more than happy leaving Mugi on his own. Paparazzi starting to look towards the jungle now and keep himself away from this lane. Understandably so. Great scan here from Newbee. They know that someone's hiding in the tree line. They put the Thunder God's Wrath. They've got the dust. Very nice head. Someone was hiding and they find him.
They're like, there's no way they're just abandoning this top lane entirely. So that was a nice play there. Getting Fenrir while he's trying to leech that experience.
Start to push it. CCC turning up for some action on the top lane.
Looks like what he wants to do, kind of split mid lane, ping himself. Wants to make a move toward that bottom lane. Probably claim a tower since he's expecting Newbee to heavy rotation top to try to claim that tower themselves. I hope the PL is actually going for...
Oh, look at this again. They're so prepared to play around this bounty. Sentry down, Dust as soon as he's out of the range of it. And Fenrir is going to go down again. Newbee making it very hard for this bounty to play. He did get us some great rotations earlier, but now Newbee are prepared for Fenrir's moves, and they've outplayed him twice.
Uh-oh, SCCC in mid. Got the wraparound. Paparazzi's got his ult ready. Pops it.
He's a little bit deep here, this Zeus. I don't know if there's any way he can get out of this. TP's on cooldown, and even if he wanted to do so, Lanham's there. He has got backup from the high ground. Kaka does actually have to sleep. So with that in mind, buy some time for the Zeus to get away. Kaka does also have a TP, but Faithy coming in, got the rock. He's thinking about fighting, and there we go. Up to 3, the Root's on 1, and in comes Mugi, ready for the fight to go. The burst from SCCC takes down Paparazzi. They'll look towards Ori. Mugi jumps in with a doppelganger, double kill for SCCC and Ori. Well, what a turnaround there, Newbee, in a situation where a little bit going to run. But this Naga Siren coming in, Kaka says we're going to take this fight, and they absolutely do. 3 heroes down on VG Gaming. What a heads-up play.
Perfect positioning. Kaka just in the right place at the right time. Same thing with Myth. I love that they do that too. You seem like they were kind of like contemplating. They're like, yeah, oh, Fate's here. We got this fight. Very good combos to deal with the Lycan too. This is the power of the Naga. With that net, it's a hard tip that can actually grab the Lycan at all stages through that ulti.
And absolutely, we've seen, in the first game how well Newbee can use this sort of Naga +1 combo. And VG Gaming knew that in the draft. But the Void was gone, Tide was gone, Enigma was gone.
They might
be say we can do it with Warlock.
They might be putting up a standpoint of getting rid of this Naga for Kaka because this is starting to get ridiculous. All the combos that they're able to do with this.
It's very nice.
Absolutely perfect.
The sort of hesitation as well from that they're going to retreat and get more groups up. Yeah. Guarantee the 3-man connection. And with Mugi turning up to the fight as well, just getting involved, and big kills for SCCC. Now, suddenly, bam, this Zeus shooting up the charts, and he's at the top. We're going to see the fight kick off straight away, though, because VG Gaming trying to invade the jungle. Young 11's falling low. SCCC's already found the line. Again, Newbee taking down 2. As VG Gaming coming to territory that they should not have been in. As we're starting to see this network shoot very early on in favor of the way of Newbee.
Newbee collapses so quickly. That's what I've noticed about their games. Even when they're sometimes they have like 3 or 4 people, and then you just see like the other guy just always starts making. They're always trying to take the fights with this. And that's why like the panel was mentioning, these guys, they love to draft the team fight. That's what it's all about. Vici though, and they get some momentum coming back in their way. They do have the boots of travel ready, but they don't have those type of, they don't have anything that they want to like do, like on the contrary. Like they're like, oh, ultis are down, but can they really go for some type of smoke? They really need that Legion blink before they can actually go for anything like that. So that'll probably be the crucial moment of when we actually see getting more aggressive. But they don't have any way to take advantage of these big cooldowns being down. It's pretty unfortunate.
Until the point where there's any sort of BKB or pipe or hood on the side, you just can't go against Newbee. We saw Fatal Bonds, plus Zeus, plus all of the now having a diffusal blade. There's just no way you can sort of withstand that sort of damage in a 5v5 engagement if you're VG Gaming at this point of the game.
Yeah. I'm really glad Mugi went for the diffusal build this game too. Yeah. I personally just like it more because it's about that like fighting aspect. Some games I can understand the battle fear, so you can get your things at differently, but I feel like just fighting in this patch is really cool.
Especially with the lineup they have, having sort of this Tiny and Zeus, you know that these guys, they want to go now. They don't want to leave it late. Sure, the Lycan might not scale to great, but you never want to go late in a game where there's a Tinker, and especially someone as proficient as Ori, as that Tinker was massive on the hunting for him here, but he will be able to keep his distance.
KP's going to get his Blink Dagger already finished up now too, so that's a lot more options for Newbee. That kill threshold can actually work pretty well with the Tiny, so he Zeus ulti on top, he can kill most of the targets actually on the side of Vici. Some nice, very deep wards being placed in the last on the Bounty Hunter. So they will be able to at least see where Newbee does want to take those fights and where the smokes do come out. And I think that's the nature of their lineup, the way that they were drafting. We're not a team fight team by any means. We just have to split up the map, use the resources as best as possible, but Newbee going to fight non-stop.
There we go. Here's the smoke for Newbee. I believe it was just out of range of that Dire Observer one. We'll see how well VG Gaming are prepared. They are grouped up towards the top lane, so if a fight kicks off, and at the same time being grouped up, could certainly work against them. There's now a wall wrap around. Can they find the perfect opportunity? Karkar's leading the way. VG have Fenrir in good position if they do up Newbee, and doesn't look like Newbee want to from that angle there. They're actually going to sweep around the rest of the jungle. Mugi though, whoa, quick doppelganger, is it going to be enough to stay save him, jumping out at the range of the duel, but there's the control. They have to stop from the center. Nice micro from Paparazzi, sets up for the duel. Now the reaction play, Newbee, even without Mugi, they still want to try and fight. Two level fatal buttons, rips through each game, and they've lost 3. Lana will get the long range finger to find a second kill. Every time to sleep, Kaka catches Ori here on the Tinker. They're bringing in the Golem. KP's there as well. They've got the damage to take him down. 4 down on VG. And VG Gaming can just not catch a break. They do get the PL, but with the position that Newbee were in, they're fine with Mugi dying in that situation because they know they have so much potential. We saw Fatal Bottles plus the combo from Tiny Zeus. It just deletes heroes on VG Gaming at this stage.
Yeah, we knew that they were all up there, but they looked like they were doing the big wraparound because they're waiting for the Zeus ulti to come online so they get that big vision aspect before the fight comes out. And I mean, it all works out fine. Mugi's like, oh well.
Still top of the net worth, as we can see on the PL.
Yeah.
Working towards to start course next after played. Some wise for Paparazzi. He's got the level 1 necro, but nearly the level 2. Trying to scale up to that point. If he can get it still before the 20-minute mark, he's still going to be happy. Relatively happy, at least, if he can pick up. But it doesn't really improve his potential in team fights. That is always going to be an issue before having heavy or such, and he's caught out on his own. Mugi just moves straight across the map, leading the charge. He didn't even need Faith and Kaka around with him either. With the diffuse blade and the damage coming out from this PL. Lycan down yet again.
Quickly. Beachy now, it's looking a bit similar to the last game, right? It's starting to get to that point where Newbee is feeling pretty commanding in this one. They have such good position on the map. They're taking all the right fights. Beachy needs to get a lot done. Blink Dagger on Young 11 now.
Oh, here we go, this wraparound. Kaka, he's found the vision here straight away. KPM with the combo. Young 11 will get the heal off. Is it enough to get him out of there? It's buying him some time, but the root flies through from Kaka. He's got control, and that will be Young 11 down again. Ori thinking about TPing in. Cancel it as he does not want to come into close quarters with this Newbee lineup. They're pushing in on the bottom lane. Moving on to this tier 2 tower. 18 minutes here, Newbee starting to really cement their grip on this game. 7k gold lead and ever increasing at this pace.
It's going to be hard to break high ground if they ever want to go for that, unless they have...
Oh, unless they find it. This straight away into the tree lines. KP blinks across. They've got that Tinker Ward on the high ground. Easily pinged out by VG Gaming. They know what's up, but those sort of wards setting up big plays even more. Jumping from KP. He's got the control onto Ferret. Young 11 also in trouble. He's trying to get himself out. They may look to chase. We'll see. Looks like they'll play it safe, Newbee. Not yet wanting to dive up high ground. They'll keep it cool, back up, take the tier 2 tower. But VG Gaming just seem unable to stop this momentum. And KP, he comes in. Young 11's come a bit too far forward. He's going to get held down by the root. Mugi moves in. Another kill. It's just hero after hero dying on VG Gaming's lineup.
They're trying to take advantage of the time while the Tinker's down, try to get any damage on the tower as possible. Tinker now respawning though. Newbee standing their ground. They've got Rock available if they have mana, but he is pretty shy on that. So 170 more mana, so they're going to back up as soon as Tinker respawns.
I mean, how do VG Gaming come back into this game? What's their best Paparazzi able to just move himself out of range of the Avalanche? Are you just looking to think still get and the Lycan to just split push the like he never has before?
Pretty much it's all down to split push, and if they can somehow get that, like sneak a Roche or something, but it's looking pretty here for VG with the way that Newbee's been playing around the map. They're always just seeming to fight, even when they don't have all their cooldowns available. They're taking the fights and winning them.
Shadow Blade as well, so catch potential from this tiny skyrocketing out of control. It's almost impossible for VG Gaming to play around there. How are they to be able to stop themselves from being jumped upon by this lineup?
It does seem pretty hard, especially because the vision coming out from Newbee too, so they're going to see if any of the moves, but I think the name of the game is really, like VG has to just split push the map so hard. But Newbee, I don't think they're too unhappy about it anyway, because they've got this pretty decent dual core between the PL, Tiny, and Zeus. He's that weird hero. He can just become this absolute monster in damage, and Fatal Bonds does really enable Zeus to do quite a lot of damage in those team fights if they are bound up. And there is no hood or pipe built up on the side, or even in the process on the side of VG. A bit too poor. unable to win any fights. You don't really get any gold out of
Fenrir, that bit of moment of coming out of Invis is going to cost him his life. Newbee reacts straight away.
And look at this, Faith is itemizing already to try to close this game out. He's got the hood picked up for the pop to break that high ground. It's looking real grim here for Vici.
Another tower for Newbee, and there's absolutely no way that Vici Gaming can try and contest outside the base.
Nets the courier and kills off the book recipe. That was the book 3 for Paparazzi. Setting them back even more. Newbee's trying to close this out. They're going in.
Getting him outside of the base. Can they kill off Young 11? Trying to run himself away. Jump up to the high ground. Kaka looking for action with the help of Mugi. Takes down Lanham. Young 11 will survive. Bottom lane. Paparazzi trying his best for the split push. TP's in. Will be able to claim the tower. Paparazzi will be able to sneak himself away from that. Successful split push there from the Lycan. Getting a little bit done, shoving this bottom lane right around to the base of Newbee. This is exactly what Vici Gaming need to do if they want to hold a chance of the series. Great tree toss though from KP, picks up a hefty amount of gold.
Just looking so hard for the Legion.
Faith playing around with the base here. I love it.
Like this is where it's really tough because now you have a Legion commander too, and he doesn't feel like he can actually find anything on the map here. He's just kind of running around. He can't do too much.
Paparazzi, he's got to be careful. He's coming a little bit too close. Fatal bounces down to the two of them. There's the chaotic offering drop. Catches two. Paparazzi and Lano trying to get themselves out. Quick Hex in response to hold them back. Jumping on the sidelines. Young 11, that's the Legion deleted. 40 seconds. No Legion commander. Ori immediately getting that march out. We are saying that Tinker, despite and regardless of how the rest of his team is doing, is always going to have this very frustrating potential when it comes to trying to break the high ground.
Yeah. I have a feeling we might see Kaka go for some kind of blink dagger or something on Naga Siren here. I would really like that pickup because if he can just blink in with a sleep, then they can surround on top of that Tinker. I think like blink on Naga and just Tinker Aghanims and they can try to actually go for the closeout. On top of the pipe, of course, for the Warlock. That would probably be the big scenarios for Newbee to just go for that high ground push. While for Vici, they have to keep doing that split push. And the Roche is so important for them to actually be able to get back into this game, but it doesn't look like it's going to be that option. Now we are seeing Paparazzi change the items up.
An SCCC. He's found Ori in the sidelines. Ori, he get himself out of this. He looks to be in a whole world of trouble. He'll pop out the laser, but with the lining from SCCC, that's a secured kill.
A slow but painful death.
And with that kill as well, he is 150 gold or so away from having the Aghanim Scepter. Mugi moving in top, but Vici Gaming may be able to punish this nice little shuriken. He backs away. Fatal Bounce is down upon Paparazzi. He has popped the ult. He's trying to chase in.
See what he did there on Mugi? He actually diffused the Centaur, so it actually holds it in place. So he couldn't get the chase to get the stun off. That was a really nice play there by Mugi.
Off the back of that, I mean, they know that the shapeshift has been used. Newbee try and re-engage, but looks like they'll decide against it. A little too far away. Vici Gaming are, as they will play it safe, get themselves back up to the base. And Newbee just turned for the safer objectives, straight into Roshan. Very little, if anything, that Vici Gaming can do about this one, as they are fully up on the high ground at the moment, and no way of getting here in time.
And if you're playing in a Lycan lineup, this is not getting your Roche. You need that to kind of get back in the game. It's just looking harder and harder as the game progresses.
I mean, Newbee certainly played very well in game one, but game two just seems to be even more impressive from this lineup. Turning up here on the main stage, ESL Genting, and giving us pretty flawless Dota.
They're looking for a fight here now too.
Vici Gaming smoke.
They are very low mana and they don't have SCCC there, so I don't know if...
Let's see what they start off with. KP immediately in with the combo onto Paparazzi. Paparazzi does have the hood, but is it going to be enough to save him? Lanham comes in with the stun. Paparazzi trying to get himself back up to the high ground. Hex as well onto this PL, trying to hold him down, but he pops the doppelganger, turns towards Lanham, or he's still laying down the march of the machine. He's up high ground. Lanham in trouble though, taken down. That's the first casualty for Vici Gaming. They may be looking towards Fenrir. Will claim the bounty's life as they hold him down with the net. Double kill for Mugi. Vici just left to retreat back up to the base, and they will make it. All three cores survive, but again, 2 quick and easy kills for Newbee, and they are more than happy to stick around and keep the pressure on.
They didn't even have SCCC there. They were just so confident to go on, because he can just throw the Nimbus in the... So that's more than enough from his contribution. So it does look like it's going to be the Aghanim's choice for Kaka, but it's still a long ways away. But that heal is a different kind of approach to deal with the spam of the Mars as a Legion to heal up his teammates all the way. 70% heal on that eggs.
Newbee will see the top lane pushing in. Look to claim that tier 2. And once again, I know that's just money for the taking here as Vici Gaming. No means of getting outside of the base and holding on to this one. See on the net worth 14k gold lead. And up 14k at the moment on Mugi. A good 3k or so ahead of Ori's Tinker.
It's been about 10 minutes since Vici got their last kill. They got a tower, but it's a lot of green dots. Newbee making all the right moves.
Nice itemization as well from the cores of Newbee. Both PL, both Mugi and KP looking to go straight for the heart.
Yeah, just try to tank through that. It's the best option. Tank through the march, just breach that high ground. Because they've got good ways to get the vision. If they just need to throw a Zeus ulti, they'll know where the Tinker is, and then they try to throw him back, toss back, something along those lines. More than anything, though. Yep. Sustain through that march is the goal.
And completed pipe on Faith. So all good to go. Over on the side of Vici Gaming, as Paparazzi does manage to finish it up, and as sort of God's mentioned on the panel, this almost a quintessential item for this team to have against the lineup of. It will certainly help a little bit, but it's just sort of a question a little too late at this stage, as Vici Gaming, of course, already very far behind. Smoke up, KP looking to see if he can get a catch outside of the base. Fenrir heading forward, they will spot him immediately, and Fenrir, a bit of a scouting mission, will pay for that. As Newbee clean up the bounty straight away, moving up to the high ground.
Tinker's not in position here for this one now too.
And no march. The machine's already laid down. The stun onto Mugi. He immediately Pagaga just backing away in the backup of his team. Shadow word from Faith. Mugi is more than okay, and they get the first sort of sub-objective. They're able to get the fortification out of Vici Gaming.
Pushing the lanes out as Triple C went bottom. He's picked up boots of travel now too. He just doesn't want to have any risk of them doing it, like some split push. They've still got Aegis too, so they want to get as much as out of this. And we've just seen Vici. They've been kind of stuck in their base for the past 4 or 5 minutes now, unable to really even split push efficiently. It's fearful. Ori doesn't really want to boost up many of the waves because he doesn't see KP for a moment. Could be shadow bladed on top of him. There's Zeus thrown on the Nimbus on top of the TP. Yeah, it's too risky to go for split push. So they're just getting out-resourced so heavily, and Newbee's suffocating them more and more, increasing that advantage.
I know he does have his Aghanim's complete. That, you know, this is, you've got to bear in mind that there's this core hero on Vici Gaming's lineup at the moment is sitting on 4k net worth yet to be invested. It is certainly going to make a difference, but of course, as we mentioned with the pipe, already on Faith, it's only going to be slightly, but still, you never can just understate how much a Tinker can do if played correctly. But it is so hard. You've already mentioned it. The sleep, one wrong move, and you're out.
And Zeus is one of the better ones to punish that because of static. You just get hit by anything, like a little spell bounces to you, static hits you, you can't blink away.
And he's trying to get the courier out for the point booster, but look, AP. Oh, that was very quick reactions.
He's got the blink up. Can KP find it?
He's got to be careful with it.
Doesn't go for it. Fenrir.
In lane, Mugi moving in straight away to Fenrir. They'll drop the chaotic offering straight away. Take down the bounty hunter. Pipe is out by Paparazzi. Mugi's got the shadow word healing him back up. Gets the hex off. And Nimbus is down, causing chaos in the center of the fight for Vici Gaming. KP jumps into the middle at all. Mugi committing as well, trying to find the kills. Blade Mail's down Young 11, but right through it. Take down the Legion anyway. 50 seconds, no Young 11 Legion commander. Newbee get the kill and immediately move down onto this bottom lane. Looking for that tier 3 tower.
Ori has gotten his neck. Took him quite a journey, but he does have it now, but the damage is done. The Rax is almost dropped. He's unable to put the marches in a decent position from where Newbee is approaching.
Very quick with the blink there, backing himself off as Mugi moves in. Lanham's going to be off the mark with the stun. Does get the Hex, but he's rooted up. KP jumping in straight away. Look, control Fenrir on the back of it all. Lion gets bursted down. Vici Gaming just being kept in the base. The Nimbus Cloud down as well, holding them back as Newbee able to clean up without any sort of formidable defense from Vici Gaming. Mugi just forcing them further and further back into the fountain as the illusions build up. And what can Vici Gaming do to stop this? They're just
there. Oh man, his team's just taking the barracks while he stands alone versus heroes.
AP immediately with a combo onto Young 11, who looked to try and TP into the midst of it all. He's held back by the root. That's going to be Young 11 going down again. They do manage to bring down Mugi. Massive kill for Vici Gaming, and with the PL gone, it will push them back, but of course Newbee in 2 sets of racks. Vici Gaming, they need a massive cleanup, and they may not get it here. They have the song. Newbee thinking about how they can re-engage on this
Shapeshift
one.
is ending.
They're looking towards Paparazzi, and they're going to have him with the upheaval slowing it down. The Shuriken bounce, those massive the wraparound. Ori and Lanham, they've come from the back, but they have lost 3 on Vici Gaming. How much can this Tinker and Lion do? I don't think there's going to be too much. They're trying their best. KP has the Shadow Blade, but they do manage to... They're keeping themselves in this game. They're holding on the best they can, Vici Gaming, but the lead, the advantage for them gets bigger and bigger. It's a 21k lead. They have the full set of racks down bottom. They managed to get the melee racks middle lane. It's just sort of just a hiccup in the overall flow of things for Newbee.
Yeah.
I don't think you're too upset at all.
Absolutely. The damage was done, really. They got the racks is, but decent chunk of gold. So we're going to see Ori actually be able to go for that BKB, which you really desperately need to be able to get into the fights versus the side of Newbee.
As we've seen, I think with the 2 last survivors there, both Ori and Lanham. I mean, Lanham, to be fair to the guy, playing a line, it's always going to be hard, but he has been hitting some pretty crucial stuns and hexes. There's no doubt about that, and it has set up for the combo of the Tinker to burst through some of these heroes on that last fight.
Yeah, they need the fight for Vici. It needs to be like, they need to have like multiple tracks out, and the Tinker needs to throw so many lasers and rockets because of the itemization coming out from Newbee, as we were mentioning. The pipe, the double hearts, they can withstand through a lot of this, and Newbee might just wait for that next Roche to come up, but I don't think they need to. They're ready to fight. They've got all the bolts, and like we've been saying so much, man. Team fight. Lots of team fight.
That's a Blink Dagger as well, so even easier for him to get to those backlines. Find the Tinker, immediately just, and if possible.
Man, Young 11 has not been able to find his ground this game on the man. 0 and 7.
Only plus 10 dual damage at 32 minutes is never going to be feeling good.
Really hard, by the way, the Newbee's been playing, and yeah, like we said, they don't need the rush. They're going to end this game. Tinker's not in position just yet, and they're actually already claimed the high ground.
Well, they're going to need to do something about this Vici game, and they cannot afford to be mega creep to this stage. Lanham heading in, looking for the Hex and the stun. They do have the burst coming out. Ori actually popped the BKB, tries to move in, but there's the Naga, Song of the Siren, and the Root as well, holding this Tinker in place. Cannot reduce the survivor. It doesn't look too great. The Aghanim's heal as well from Kaka, Song of the Siren, healing the team. Now moving on to the Tinker. Ori's down for 70 seconds. No buyback available on him. Paparazzi trying to... The shapeshift runs out. He's going to be held in place. 3 down on Vici Gaming. They'll lose Paparazzi as well. G is called. An incredibly convincing start to the day for Newbee as they knock Vici Gaming down 2-0. Newbee looking pretty darn good today, Fox.
Yes, as much as you might want to like harp on Vici, I think Newbee actually made so little mistakes in this game. They made the right decisions all the time.